Hey y'all, this is a new series of mine called Mech Arena Update Predictions, where I'll take things that Mech Arena official has given us on like YouTube and Discord and stuff, and try and guess what all the new features are going to be. So like, not like predict new features in and of themselves, just like what the new things are going to do. By the way, this is not like a voice changer or anything, I'm just sick. Normally, my voice is not this deep. So the first thing we've got is the mech previously known as Jaeger, now known as Outlaw. This mech's ability is called Foul Play. It inflicts a status effect of the same name, and we have been told that it's going to be an attacker with a familiar ability, and later it was confirmed that that ability would be similar to that of Guardians. Now about the ability itself, we do know for a fact that it's going to be a status condition, which is different from Guardian, because Guardian's system crash actually doesn't work the same way as a regular status condition. Its duration can't be increased, it can't be blocked by Eclipse's phase cloak, and it doesn't actually have like a set duration or effect, and also it can kind of just delete certain ability objects without actually resetting the cooldown of the mech that created that. Like, it can get rid of Cheetah's mines without actually crashing the Cheetah itself. Now, we know that this is going to be a status condition because it's listed alongside all the other status conditions that Redeemer can remove with its backtrack ability at rank 6 or above. However, if this status condition were to work in a similar vein to Guardian's system crash, then it would have to do something to prevent abilities. And since this wouldn't just like put things on cooldown, it has to be something that would like pause them. Like, if you crashed the Panther during its ability, and it had just started the ability 1 second ago, and it has 9 seconds remaining, and let's say the ability lasts 7 seconds, then that stasis barrier would go down for 7 seconds, but the ability duration would still run out, so it would just burn through 7 seconds of a mech's duration. For single-use abilities like kill shots, dash, or like Onyx's quad rocket, I think it would probably just completely prevent the use of the ability. However, there are some like interesting questions about how it would interact with particular abilities, like with Nomad's dash. Guardian, when it crashes a Nomad, it gives it the 3 seconds of 60% damage resistance. Would Foul Play do that too? Like, I don't even know if that's intentional. I think that might just do that because Plarium is a little bit questionable in their game development skills sometimes. Also with Surge, like, when you stun a Surge with like EMP or something, it'll just stop the dash, but it'll still give it the stealth, and it'll make the Surge do the EMP radius effect at the end. Would it do that, or would it just stop like it does with Guardian? Also, how would it interact with status conditions? I think it would probably just do basically the same thing it would do for any other ability. Like, it would prevent the status condition for 7 seconds, and if the status condition hasn't run out after 7 seconds, then it'll just come back for the rest of the duration, which the only thing this would really apply to is like Orion, or if someone got hit by a second Solus Orb, like right as Foul Play was wearing off on them. And also, if this happened, could Daze be stopped by being shot? during the middle of it? Like, could you get shot in the middle of a paused daze and get EMP'd for 2 seconds? And if you can, would that EMP get paused too? Or would you just get EMP'd for 2 seconds in the middle of the foul play daze pause? There are a lot of potential interactions that are potential questions. Now, I feel like a lot of these have clear most likely and least likely answers. Like, the surge question, yeah, it probably just stops the EMP blast from happening at the end of the dash. And, like, for Hemlock, it probably just won't let someone break the daze. But it's still interesting to think about. Now, for weapons, I think it would work much the same way, just preventing them from being used for the duration of foul play. Now, this would be, like, way better than what System Crash does. It would actually stop Revokers, which System Crash doesn't do. It would actually stop Ember Guns, which System Crash doesn't do. And also, instead of, like, giving someone a full reload on their weapon, it would just not let you use them. So if someone had, like, 1 shot left on their pulse cannons, instead of what System Crash would do, which is let them reload in 5 seconds and then just shoot you again with a full magazine 5 seconds later, foul play would just not let them shoot for the duration, and then they'd shoot their 1 shot and have to reload again, which is kind of just way better for anything with a reload of less than the duration of foul play. However, there is one question mark. Would foul play stop things like storm racks and missile racks and ember guns mid-magazine, or would they finish the magazine? Because that could be a pretty big thing. Storm racks are another one of the main things Guardian struggles with, because if you don't crash them instantly, they can just completely annihilate you because they can shoot their entire magazine all at once, like even after being crashed mid-mag. So if it completely stops the storm racks and then just makes them resume after, this could be, like, really good against storm racks. But if they don't, that could be a bit of an issue. In terms of how the effect will actually be applied, I think it's going to be a 30-meter radial thing, like Shock Pulse, instead of the 90-degree cone kind of thing that System Crash has going on. In terms of the mech itself, I think it'll probably have, like, some marginal stat boosts, and then, like, Onyx HP, which Onyx, before the Great Update, had the same HP as Guardian. And I think the speed will be like 17 kilometers per hour. Some generally irrelevant amount faster than Guardian. Now, the next thing we know about is the Hellfire, amazing name by the way, which is going to be a legendary heavy-duty weapon that applies the burn effect. This burn effect will use the previous overheat effect icon, and is why they changed the name and the icon to weaken and the little, like, caustic blast colored square with the chip out of it. That's because the burn effect will use this now. I think this could be one of two things. It could either be like a weirdly long-range flamethrower, or it could be like a machine gun with Dragon's Breath rounds. I think both would be really cool. I think the flamethrower thing could be like kinda like Arc Torrent minigun type beat, except instead of being like really short range with a really broken range implant, I think it would just have like the 70-meter range. And if it were a machine gun with Dragon's Breath rounds, I think it would just be kind of like a minigun reskin. I don't know, I don't really have much faith in them if they do that. Like, it would be really, really fun, but it wouldn't be that interesting. Now, the Tetra rifle. This one's pretty interesting. It's stated to be a legendary sniper weapon that deals more damage with its final bullet based on how many of its previous shots hit. Now, Tetra is a root for 4, so this could either mean that it has a total magazine of 4, or there are 4 build-up shots. I think the latter, because that would mean a total magazine of 5, and I think this is going to be a legendary long arm, because long arm, on average, will deal more damage if you hit more of your shots, like, more than just you hit 80% of your shots, you deal 80% of your max damage, because of the overheat effect chance on each shot. Well, weaken now, but same thing. So, I think Tetra rifle could be either really interesting or really not interesting. It's really down to how well Plarium uses this concept, because there are a lot of concepts for mechs and weapons that could have been really, really cool, but were just made kinda nothing. Like, I was really excited for the, Dread Shot. I thought it would be really cool, but they did nothing with it. They just made it a, like, railgun, but with higher rate of fire and no damage. So, Tetra rifle, I think, will be extremely reliant on how much Plarium does with it. If they underuse the concept, it's going to be really boring. But if they really, like, put some thought into it, it could be extremely cool. And by far my favorite sniper weapon. Not saying a lot, I kind of hate snipers. That'll be all from me for now. If any of y'all agree or disagree with anything, or have y'all's own takes, then feel free to comment those. I'm one person, I can't think of anything. Anyway, bye.